Testing the audio. Testing the audio. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting underway. The game has just started. We have just shaken hands. And let me flip the board for you. We have the black pieces. This is round one of an open international tournament in Spain. So our pairing could go either way. I'm just looking now. It looks like we're playing 1572, so Adriana should make short work of this guy. But you never know. Also, audio check. Other people in chat, can you all hear me? Can you all see me? So, e4, e5, pretty standard. Opponent takes a little bit of time here, which I'm kind of surprised about. And he plays knight f3. We're going to have the first few moves being blitzed out. We are very much in the realms of opening theory. A normal move now is something like bishop b5, going into the Spanish. There's bishop c4, and he plays d4, which is actually my favorite. And this is what I play, the Scotch. Oh, I like him. Oh, I like him. Just on the basis of playing the Scotch. So the best thing for black to do is take the pawn. The knight will take, and then we will not recapture. We'll work on development. After knight d4, we can go knight f6. We can go bishop c5. We can go bishop b4. There's all sorts of things we can do. And it's pretty straightforward. I never have to face this because I play e6. So Adriana plays bishop c5. Nice and simple. The DGT is a tiny bit behind the video stream, but we see bishop c5 on the board. And then it's up to white to do to play in a variance of different ways. Oh, bishop c5 is on the board. So I would play knight b3, which is the possible variation. You can play bishop b3 to defend the knight. You can play knight f5. I wouldn't recommend, and he does. Knight f5 is a weird move. And he'd be better off of even just trading. But knight f5, wow. He didn't spend long on that, considering, unless this is theory and he knows his sideline. But, you know. So this is a mistake anyway, because the knight's sort of moving around the board. It doesn't need to keep moving. You moved a piece twice in the opening, which goes against a lot of the basic principles you have in chess. So that's why it's better to defend with the bishop. Now, you could also play knight b3, which is moving a piece twice, but you're also moving your opponent's piece twice because you're attacking this bishop. So you're forcing them to do something about that. And they'd probably go bishop b6, which then commits it to a certain diagonal and things like that. So that gets a little bit more advanced, but this is a voluntary moving twice, and you can even get kicked. Again, you can play something like d5, which is a little bit funky, because if you take, actually, we take the knight for free. So d5 is a critical approach here, and this is why the computer has labeled knight f5 a mistake in this scenario. I don't know why this guy hasn't updated. 2. So we'll turn the eval bar around for a second. Let's get this board going. Oh. This is what has happened. I see. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the eval bar up for you guys. Maybe not. Okay. For some reason, they weren't synced up. But in any case, it's good to spend time here because you get the sense that this is a bit of a mistake. So Adriana, because this isn't a move that she was prepared for, it's probably a bad move. And that's kind of comforting because if you know someone's played a move like this, it's either that they've got deep prep, which is unlikely at this level, or it's not a great move. So you've got to figure out why. Now, why is d5 a good move to play here? Well, you can't take the pawn. And it looks like we're just giving up a pawn here, which, in fairness, we are. King f8. And it looks kind of dangerous, but the knight is just getting bounced around a lot. Now, the knight can come back to f5. It can go to g5. And then we have queen h5. Then we have queen h4. Like, we can start really following up and harassing this knight. But we have committed... or we have committed to not castling because our king will have to move. And also our king's safety is a bit loose. So that's a scary thing to go into. So this is a big consideration, d5. And you go, is it worth it? And you kind of got to go to here and see that you're doing okay. Now we can play d takes e4. We probably can probably just develop as well. Something like this. I don't mind. Hello, Oscar. How are you doing? And if you look at our development versus white's development, this is why the advantage is for black. Now, it's only 0.3, so is it worth it? Practically, I think having a loose king like this is scary as hell. Maybe knight f6 is okay. The position looks great for black. Now, it's just, you've got to be ballsy with d5 and give up a pawn and some king safety. But your development is incredible. And it's once you get to this kind of position, you've got to evaluate what's good, what's bad for me. Okay. So, she doesn't go for d5. I understand that. I don't think I would be able to push d5, and it seems too much. So what she's doing is actually trying to kick the knight, because the knight, if it does come in here, then gets trapped. So there's no knight g7. I think that makes a lot of sense. But the knight now needs to move somewhere else. So knight e3 would make sense. We're never really going to take, so we develop a bishop and we give a bishop for the knight. But this feels kind of fine. And we've blocked this diagonal as well. d5 is in the spirit because of the development need. Yes, exactly. And that's sort of what I got to, but I had to work that out by playing it on the board. Doing that in my head in a game, I don't know. But if I ever play e5 and face a scotch and someone goes knight f5, now I know. Now I know. So also, I've got to say hola to someone in who's potentially viewing. Maybe they're there, maybe they're not. But hola Abella or Elena. From Adriana. So yeah. Got the grandparents watching. That's nice. Okay. Thing is now, this knight's going to reposition here. I think this blocks up. I don't care about the supposed advantage that is gained from white. Bishop e3 actually is also a move that I hadn't considered. So bishop e3 here is actually a very nice move. Because if we take, the bishop takes, and we damage our pawn structure, and they get the bishop. And then we're also trading off dark square bishops, which is not so hot for us either. But yeah, it's whether the counter threat is findable for the opponent. Sometimes these moves jump out at you. But he decides to go knight back to e3, which I think is fair. I probably personally would have done the development thing because it is very forcing. And we can potentially get a bishop off the board. And we see that played. Knight e3. The one thing about pushing g6 as well is that our bishop, we usually want our bishop to be aiding this diagonal. So that's very important. So I wouldn't be surprised if our opponent tries to take this diagonal, because I would definitely do that, because now it's weak. It's going to take a couple of moves to do so. So we may see something like b3 after, but we have to make a move. So something like knight f6 and castles feels like a plan, but knight f6, b3, castles, and bishop b2. Maybe we go back to bishop e7, or we go rook e1, bishop f8. But we do have to be careful because knight e4. Oh, wow. Okay, so bishop d4 played. Not a move that I was considering. How did my game go against Blood Queen? Saw the game ended until she played a5. Thought she was slightly better. I thought she was much better throughout the whole game, Oscar, in honesty. I think in hindsight, coming back to it fresh eyes, I think I was better at certain points in the opening. Yeah. It was a bit of a mess, but I'm yet to like analyze it. But yeah, I would say she was just winning after a certain point, for sure. I gave her some like knight c3 tactics and things like that worked in her favor, but she gave me too much respect. I knew they did not work, but I was just trying to make her think and play on her clock. But in any case, this isn't about my game. It's not about my game today. And we've got to break down what bishop d4 is achieving. As I was saying, this diagonal, because we played g6, this makes a lot of sense to me. Very principled. We're not going to have any dark squared weaknesses that are kind of come back to haunt us. But it is an obscure move to have played. I think I would have preferred to develop a piece first. Castled and then worked to get my bishop back to f8 maybe, while it was on this diagonal. Because also it feels as if I'm going to have to move it anyway, because the knight's going to come in and threaten it, right? So I think we're losing a lot of time in this opening. And time in chess is really important. Hello, Universal Pizza World. Yeah. But the good thing is we're out of book for both her and her opponent. And although, yes, the engine says many bad things about everyone's chess, it's gonna get compounded over time as the position clarifies. We'll probably be on the lookout for tactics and other sharp ideas. It would be wild if this isn't book. This is definitely out of book. Hello, Mystery Man. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. What I may do. Yeah, this is a really interesting position. So we got this out of the Scotch. Knight f5 was the first move, but yeah, hard to take advantage of in the sense that well, Adriana played g6, which makes sense, but you should actually give up this pawn. So knight f5, d4. If we take either way, you will lose the knight. So the knight comes in check, king f8, knight a5, queen a4. And if you look at like our development suddenly versus our opponent, we're doing pretty well. But scary position because king safety. And king safety is valuable. Why not knight f5? Why knight f5? I wouldn't know. Essentially, I think he's not used to people playing bishop c5 and doesn't really know what to do. Knight b3, yes, exactly. Knight b3 is what I play. Or bishop e3 also. Fine, both fine moves. Oh, okay, now we see knight e7. I actually think knight b5 is not a bad shout to move the bishop at some stage, maybe not now, or just, you know, an easy knight d4, but let's just get developed. Wow, I'm yawning a lot. It's so warm. Well, let's not slouch either. So yeah, I would be happy to just develop. Funnily enough, there are games in this database in this position. There's one game, and it's knight d, knight e, sorry, d5. Hilarious. It is limited, but I think we may be trying to go for d4, or bishop takes d4, but then the queen also opens, so maybe not yet. But it's just to get castling. Knight f6 does have its own issues after maybe like knight e4, knight takes. Maybe not. There's no bishop pins. Maybe there's a world of trying to push f5, which I doubt, but it feels hello. Feels pretty scary. Okay. Bishop d3, I think is fair enough. Good developing move. There we go. All's caught up. And we're just looking to castle. And it's a game, you know. It's a game. So white will obviously love the castle next. So will we. We've got a bishop on a lovely diagonal. Their bishop is currently kind of stuck behind a pawn, so maybe there's a world of knight e5 and then the other knight moves. Or the bishop comes back. But there's also plans of f4, f5 in the future, especially with this knight on e3. Like, we have created this hook with g6. If castle's knight f5 looks interesting to open up the king side, probably doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, hilarious. Like, this is where castles, I think, just f4, f5 instead of even knight f5. But yeah, like, we've created the hook. I mean, we do have a knight on e7, which helps protect it a little bit, but it doesn't matter if we get a pawn there. Whereas knight f5, maybe we can even just take with a knight at some point if we wanted. But yeah, so knight e5 is an idea, kind of falls flat to f4, I think, after white is castled. So we've got to have a think. I mean, it would make sense for us to castle, and maybe we can get f4 in first, but there's just so much pressure from white on this square. Kind of annoying. So castles, and I would say that d6 is probably an idea to free this bishop, or b6 actually. But d6 to sort of try and hold some squares on e5. The bishop can always come back to g7. So d6 pre-castling. Wow. I should watch the video because it's a little bit ahead of the DGT. Now, we have spent time moving this bishop to this diagonal. But in honesty, I prefer it staying on this diagonal. And maybe that's why moving it is also a little bit of an inaccuracy in the opening. Because we've spent time to move it, and its optimum diagonal is probably going to be attacking the king side. That said, flexibility is always great in chess, and I think actually having the flexibility and the ability to move this bishop to change the plan will come in handy in the future. Adriana will eat my pizza to gain strength this week. Good. I hope she gets free pizza. Is this outdoors? Looks like it. No, it's actually indoors. If it was outdoors, you'd have like really harsh lighting and like harsh shadows. The lighting's too soft, unless it was like a cloudy day. But no, it is indeed indoors. Also, with DGT boards, it's a bit risky outdoors. I need to sort my lighting out. This is not so good, yeah. I don't know whether to make it darker or brighter. The camera does strange things, so brighter. I'll make everything else darker. Or darker. No, not darker. Maybe. I need to change the settings on this camera so it doesn't auto like match all the time. Yeah, there's a bright spot behind me, which is kind of the reason why it's not so good. Okay, I think that's a bit better. Okay, so d6 has been played, and we're probably going to get a bit of time spent here. I think it would be easy enough to just castle. Oh, and he does. So we see the king slide, and the rook come over. And there we go. And I wouldn't be surprised if we also castle. But if we castle, I, as white, would probably be tempted to play straight f4. Now, this is risky-ish because we're pinning our knight. But there isn't a clean way to attack it just yet. But maybe f4, f5. Bishop. Maybe not. We should probably castles, but this is tempting. And okay, computer's saying no, it's not tempting, but I mean, why not? Why not? What would I do as black here? This is the question. Maybe knight out here, hit this bishop. The bishop goes back, then there might be some problems. I just give white the clear advantage. Yeah, I'm really not 1,000,000% sure what I should do. Break with d5. That's what I should do. In any case, not played. The bishop comes back to g7. Yeah, again, this bishop's had like a lot of movement. We could have just castled. I would have much preferred to have castled, and then I can choose where I want this bishop at a later date. It didn't need to move right now, you know? WCM, it's either 1800 or 2000, I can't remember. I think it's 1800, yeah. Maybe king h1, then f4. Yeah, that would make sense. When getting attacked, strike in the center. Indeed. So, King h1. Makes sense. We still probably want to strike in the center at some point, but maybe we've got to go bishop e6 first. Okay. But in any case, we've moved this bishop how many times? 1, 2, 3. And if we had just decided this is also why g6 is the problem, because you feel like you should commit to this diagonal after you play g6. I am doing Maya, yes. You might go next year, but there's a 10% chance. Hey, I'll let you know how it goes. I'll let you know what it's like. And you never know, right? Just do it. I was thinking about this in the car earlier today. You should just... Loads of people, like, I've never been a planner. I've just been a doer. And everyone was always like, oh, you've done so much stuff. Blah, blah, blah. You're going to do this, going to do this. And I'm like, I just do. There's no planning. You know, if I want to do something, I just go and do it. So I would just say do it. Irrelevant of the chance. You can make that 100% chance if you wanted by just booking. Okay, so now he actually does go king h1. He's obviously looking for f4, but the thing is, we can probably develop and get castles on the other side of the board. We can't play d5 just yet. Maybe we could prep it. But his move does make sense. As we were saying, he's obviously probably wants to go f4. G4 doesn't really do anything, but he goes f4, g4, f5. Maybe we push. We have got a nice square for our knight, but I'm trying to like figure out what the plan is and what we can attack. How do we get our pieces in the game? Castling feels like we're just going to walk straight into an f4. And we still can't really go d5. So, as I've stated, we had a nice square for our knight, and Adriana does just smack her knight bang in the middle of the board, which I'm sort of there for. She's overprotecting the square, but I wouldn't even mind knight e2 in this situation. Or just b3, bishop b7 to counteract this bishop as well. Could be rather annoying. I quite like this as a plan, because what am I doing here as white? As black even? Like, this position feels great. These bishops are two beasts that will rampage down the board. Oh, sorry, she goes knight e5. Sorry, I went knight d4. Knight e5. No, this makes sense. Trying to trade off a bishop. It is a bad bishop, so I would hold on to... I wouldn't necessarily trade just yet, but if f4, we will just snap off the bishop, which helps us out in the long run. You're right, Mystery Man. Going for the winner. Who will do commentary when you are born one? Judging by my game yesterday with Blood Queen, Shelby board one. I sucked in that game. Knight d4, g3, then knight takes b3. g3? Wait, what? But why would there be g3? There's nothing on b3. I'm so confused. We'll get there. Anyway, let's see where we're at. Not Joel playing a tournament right now. I'm winning us 24-30. Good. What a legend. Oh, 1 minute ad break. Okay, so he opts to save his bishop. I think that makes sense. It's good. We gain tempo. We are about to lose some tempi. And yeah, I'm not super happy with this position. Maybe bishop e6, because I just want to maybe even get queenside castles. Okay, this loses instantly to f4, I'm guessing. And you're just opening things up. Oh, we get forked to the end of the sequence. Wow. So f4 is a big threat. f4 is a big threat. So maybe it's time to castle. And I think knight d7 because I think we need some protection on like f6. Ideally. Yeah, and this is different. We're in a little bit of a pickle. Maybe b6 is the way. f4, 97. Maybe even knight take. Maybe even knight takes. Yeah, we've got a lot of problems. Like the pieces are coming in really quickly. This attack's kind of come out of nowhere, but it's come out of nowhere because we've spent a lot of time moving this bishop and creating a hook. So the plan wasn't quite right. And although scary, this is something that has to be on the radar. Do we go check first? Oh, of course, we play bishop takes f2. Wow. Wow, wow. Yeah, so d4 has to be on the radar. But that's what happens sometimes when you play, when your opponent plays suboptimal moves. It's hard to actually refute them. Hey, Megan. Welcome. Welcome. Bishop e6 is asking for f4. Yeah, it is. It is. But f4 is coming no matter what you do, unless you play g5. And that doesn't feel great. Either. Like, at all. f4 is very, very scary right now. To the extent I'm even thinking about f6. Because if f4 comes, then we can maybe lock some things down. We give so many, like a glorious square to a knight in the future and things like that, so not ideal. But it's actually really hard to find a plan here, I think. Or, not I think, it's hard to find a plan here. I'm struggling to understand what moves I need to make. And I get the intent behind all of Adriana's moves. And I think what she's trying to do, because she's playing someone who's lower rated, is just play like principled solid chess, except she's just dropped a couple of the principles. So in terms of the strategic structure and what she's done, it all makes complete sense. In terms of time, it does not. Fortunately, he has also wasted some time. But we've wasted more with these two bishop moves. I don't think they were necessarily necessary. So this is the tricky one. Hello, 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 hello. Game Doctor. Martin is the better amateur chess player online. Hello, Chaval. Who's Chaval? Buenos Aires. Adriana, I'm so sorry, but I only speak English because I'm ignorant. Okay, so d6, bishop g2, king h1, knight e5. Okay, so she opts to deal with the problem head on. Knight e5, bishop e2, and she's like, you know what? If you want to get your f4 ideas in, I'm going to give you a chance to have a problem. So, for example, takes. This is great. This resolves all of our problems. The question then comes, what happens if they push f4 now? And I think it has to come. You're threatening a knight. And we have to do something with the knight, right? Now, moving it back to f7 feels like it could be an idea. Because if takes, we've sort of solved all our problems again. We can maybe get castled. There are pawns coming down at the board at us still. But, whoops, let's not blunder a piece. But maybe we have some counterplay because of this, weakening up the king. Opening up the file is risky for black. You would have castled. Yeah, different styles of play, right? And to me, the most critical move would be f4. Like, you've got to kind of play f4, right? Because knight g4 loses a pawn, and then the pawns are still coming. Maybe there's a better way to play, but just instantly off the gut, like this is no good. No good at all. What? Maybe we go here and we're trying to come in. Really? I mean, we got some threats. Maybe this is the kind of thing that she's calculated, but and giving up a pawn. But it just feels off, you know? So he's calculating, going, okay, what if I go f4? What if I take? Can he put any pieces on better squares? Don't really think so. F4 just feels, it to me almost feels like the only move you should play as white. Like, I can't find any candidates that do all of the things that F4 does. F4 causes me to move a piece again. It allows me to have some tension or try and open up the position potentially. It undevelops a piece for black because anywhere else it goes is not the one. But again, well, undevelops a piece, but I think f7 feels better because this other knight can then jump in and access the square as well, or this square. Well, both knights are good at defending if this one comes back as well, which I think we may need. Oh, stop it. Well, thank you, Game Doctor. Extreme. I need to sit in front of this light so the camera doesn't... Oh, the camera just... I need to get like some lights here. I need to like get a pro streamer set up. But the benefit is this game could swing on a knife's edge. And it's going to be an interesting game. And the good thing is this guy isn't an underrated junior. So he probably is about his level. F4 comes. It's the only move to consider, really. I think any other move probably doesn't retain as much of an advantage. I think EF5, knight F5 feels pretty good. And then F4, yeah. Okay, and she goes knight back to C6. I think that's fair. I would have chosen knight F7. Blocked as a diagonal, maybe. But this makes just as much sense. Now, how does he want to follow things up? I wouldn't even be surprised if he goes G4. This is scary to me, though. He's opening up his king, maybe unnecessarily. I can imagine G4 coming. And the engine thinks we probably want to do this, and then we're actually really safe. So G4 is not the way to go. Even though you're bringing your queen into the king side, black's king side, you give black everything they need to develop. Be honest, Outline, is Anushka better at classical chess than me? Not by rating. But I have no idea, to be honest. I think we need to play a few games, which we probably will in training. So we'll see. We'll see. I've sort of been going over our game. He doesn't play G4. I thought he played G4 for a second. Okay, he gets his bishop in. I think that makes sense. I actually think bishop C4 might have been slightly more accurate. Stopping castling. Because now we can castle if we really want to. I don't know if we want to, though. You've seen her at an OTB tourney. Cool. We'll see in Maya, actually. See how she performs. And I perform. So we shall see. It's always really hard to say. Because different types of players play into your strengths and weaknesses and stuff. And my kind of quick analysis of the game yesterday is actually I was much better out of the opening. I fumbled a bit. I was trying to be a bit too tactical. But yeah, those endgames are kind of hard to play, so I probably need to play a slightly different type of game. That's my conclusion. Oh, good luck in your tourney this weekend, Mystery Man. Where am I from? I am from Jersey, the island, not New Jersey in America. I am not American. New Jersey is named after the Jersey that I live in. Lula Robs is also from Jersey, if any of you know her. Old Jersey, the OG Jersey. That's what I like to call it. So bishop d3, and Adriana does castle, which I think is fair. You've now given her the chance to castle. You can go bishop c4 now if you want, and then we'll go king h8, for example. And now we're safe, like, from a lot of this attack and aggression, and we can even maybe utilize the g file in the future. Thank you for following Nuit Black. Ah, so you're from Adriana as well. Amazing. I'm from where Adriana is from. Not from Adriana. You're her son. What? No, I joke. So bishop c4 would be a waste of time right now. You missed your chance to do it. I understand the fact that you are trying to capture everything on this square, but the problem is by castling I get an extra defender. So if you do take, black has now solved their development issues and will start changing up everything. Now g4, still, is this scary? I don't think so. I think we go rook f7, maybe we go queen f8, we start putting pressure here. I mean, it looks like these pawns are scary as they start rolling down the board, but Okay, I'd be tempted to damage the pawn structure here, but I don't want to leave my dark squares open. So for example, I'm going to say after bishop takes c3, the engine's going to drop a little bit in white's favor. Not too much. Okay, fine. And taking this pawn here is the problem. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe we just get our knight in the game. But in any case, we're going deep down rabbit holes. All right. Yeah, so it's at this point where he's going, oh, okay. That's kind of annoying. Whether he realized bishop c4 was the move was important, but he was just very keen on putting pressure instead of being restrictive, which is a hard mindset to get into. Different types of players will have different types of mentalities. And so far, his play has actually been more about putting pressure rather than being restrictive, which is kind of interesting. All right, boys and girls. Oh, we got the same number of people in both chats. How nice. I've got to keep track of two chats, so I'm sorry if I miss anything in either one. I think now we're starting to feel a bit more comfortable. We got into a bad spot, but our development is now feeling much better. Our piece coordination is a little bit better as well. We've got our rook, bishop, and knight working together. This knight isn't in the game yet, but has a potential square, so it's working with this bishop. And this bishop has a nice diagonal, which is restricting this pawn to some small extent at the moment. That said, we can damage the pawn structure in the future if we ever deem necessary. I would hesitate to do so, even if the engine likes it, just on the basis of we spent so much time getting this bishop out there and back that it feels like such a waste to then reduce the influence we have on this diagonal, considering you spent so much time to get it. That said, just because you spent time doesn't mean if it's the best move, you shouldn't do it. Okay, he's got his head in his hands. He's like, what is going on? Candidate moves currently. I mean, this is a potential move. We do allow the knight in, but then like maybe we're just starting to, you know, try and slowly push down the attack. The bishop on d4, potentially a move, but we've moved it back, so that's just not happening. We can also go queen f3 as an idea, perhaps. Like, is there a way we can get this queen into the game? We want to develop our last piece, maybe b3, after we defend with queen d2. So maybe this is an idea. Engine doesn't necessarily agree, but I think it's a practical way to play. We keep the tension. Maybe it's a case of because we get to take here, this is why we'll end up slightly better. We were slightly cramped, so I was trying to offer trades, but maybe that's not the way to go. Maybe we go bishop d4 first. But then we have bishop check, which is going to be slightly annoying. And we got to be careful. We want to keep the dark square bishop. This is our bad piece, so I wouldn't mind necessarily like trading that off, but maybe just a cool bishop d7 or bishop e6. No. Interesting. I'm struggling to see what the move is here then. Oh, we gonna move? And he plays queen e1, which makes sense to me. Queen e1. This defends the knight. Opens up pressure on this front here. We don't really want to go rook e8 to x-ray the queen because of the tension here. And maybe it baits this knight into d4 a bit early. That said, knight d4 feels like a fine move. And we can try and reroute our bishop. So let's just say something like e6, bishop d7, bishop here. Like we start kind of trying to maneuver all of our pieces around the board, like so. But maybe that takes a bit of time. This feels a little bit committal though. I know, I think we should probably take when we can. When we can. And then we should be good. We do develop this knight, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's really enjoying the knight being able to move into the square. Really enjoying it. I see the plan. No, I don't. I thought I saw the plan. I thought I saw the plan, but I don't. Complicated position. Anyone else got a plan? Okay, so what's going on in the position? White has more central space. So let's cover squares that white has towards the center. Right? Black is a little bit less central space. Our piece development, our knights are not as good as these. So this is probably equivalent. And then this knight is slightly worse than this knight. It is doing a job. We have an active bishop. A useful bishop, I would say. Rather than active, because it is... Oh no, sorry, we have an active bishop. An active bishop doesn't mean useful. Active bishop because on along this diagonal. Is it doing anything specifically useful? Not at the moment. This bishop is hemmed in by its pawns, but it is doing a useful job of guarding the f5 square. Ideally, I would like to change the diagonal where it could be useful in the attack of a king. The king. Can we improve our pieces? Well, this bishop could be a bit more flexible. I think there is some tension here, and we can release a chunk of the tension and activate a piece by taking the center. It also does activate a bishop and improves a knight, so that's a kind of payoff. Is it improving it loads? Probably not that much. I think controlling these squares rather than sitting on them at this point is more important. I'm wondering if something like bishop d4 is important now. Probably not. So I'm essentially trying to get rid of this knight so I can have things on this square, but it's probably not needed at all. Knight d4, it feels like you want to put your knight there, but at the same time, I don't know why it's going there now. Maybe it's going there now because in the event that if this knight ever moves, then our knight can just get kicked quite easily. The benefit of knight d4 is that I might be able to free some other diagonal for the bishop, and there's more questions about what to do here. So if we take, then we can plonk a piece here. We can also kick this knight quickly. It starts getting a little bit loose. Or maybe we just gain space. That's what we should probably do. And then we're looking to gain space. Maybe this is the way. Yeah, I quite like this. So c4 probably has to come. I know there's a whole lot of things. Yeah, okay, now this is how we gain space and we get the connect 4. That's what we want. That's what we're trying to achieve. All the way from this position. So this is why knight d4 plan, that's deep, because it's about trying to gain space. Wow. And once we gain space, this bishop is active. There's some thoughts about the f5 square. We can release that for ourselves as well. But I think playing principally for white, I'm just going to get developed and see what happens. Then we go b6. This is still annoying. Like, I can see this coming in. Ooh, this is scary. It just like the coordination just holds. How crazy is that? Okay, so we see a move. King h8. I rate that. Getting out of the diagonal for some potential problems. And then also giving us potential to use the g-file if things do open up. So in takes, so she might even be planning to take back this way. Or even trade takes. Like so. So then this is on our light square. And then we can start maybe trying to think about the g-file. Maybe that's it. But I think there's some tactical reasons why king h8 is probably okay. It seems quite safe on that square as well. Jersey royalty, hello. Hello. Oh. I had a panic attack. Not a real panic attack. I was very, very sad because I actually lost this ring. So I've been working at a garden center and I'd been, I was doing garden things for like 3 days straight, weeding. And this ring came off. And I couldn't find it. And I got a guy with a metal detector to come down and scan the whole area. And he didn't find it, and then I found it later. The royal ring, yes, the royal ring was lost. And I was so pissed. Be back after if we survive this. We'll survive. We will survive. I think this is very survivable now. I wouldn't be surprised if we see e takes f. This doesn't feel like it makes any sense whatsoever. If anything, that gives us a great advantage. G4 just feels loose as heck to me. I mean, this would be interesting. Knight takes, knight takes. This would be really interesting, but knight d4 I think puts a stop to a lot of it. And I quite like knight f3, even though we it looks like we get perform. It's only temporary. And then we've got better development. And a pawn. So things can start like clarifying really quickly with a game like this. So it would make sense to take maybe knight e4 is a good idea, because then when we takes, don't know why I want to go. I don't know. I want to get this bishop out. I really want to get the bishop out. This is annoying. I don't know. Like this position is kind of crazy. I find it really hard to evaluate a position like this. I'm not used to this at all. I mean, I'm used to not being able to evaluate a position, but a position like this is interesting, really interesting. Now, this gets hazy because you've got to calculate a load of different, like there's so much option and potential here to calculate. But you can also go, well, I'm not developed yet. If they take, I'm kind of happy with that. If I'm not happy with that, then maybe I need to take. And then I go bishop d2 and I'm developed. You know? This rook can slide in. Try and set up some tactics. We'll see where it goes. Please link the board. Of course I can link the board. That's a great idea. What I will do is I'll actually pin that in Twitch as well. See, rookie, you expect too much of me. I'm not a pro. Yeah, I don't set up these commands. I need to do that. No worries. Zod. Zod za Zodom. Oh, nice. See? You're making me a pro. You're turning me into an actual streamer. I don't know if I like that. Don't think I want to be. Oh my god, you're a genius. I'm such a boomer. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Easy job. Oh, that's the thing. Does my shout out work? Does that work? Boom. I set up shout out properly. Let's go. I'm a pro. You'd think I know what I'm doing. Actually, no one in life knows what they're doing. That's the whole point of life. Replace add by edit and change. Oh, so exclam edit, exclam board, I guess. Or exclam command edit board. Sorry, yeah. Ugh, slow. Noise. Next time I spar with Blood Queen. Whoop. Did that not? Yeah. Okay. I think he's going to be a little while on this. Because he's got all the time. I think it's good for him to have a think. Even if he should understand that he just needs to play a slow move. He doesn't need to play a fast move right now. He's still got 2 pieces to develop. You can keep the tension. Which is what defines a really good player. It's like how they can keep the tension until they decide not to keep the tension. This is an open, I believe. Open International. I actually have, or did have, a link to the tournament info as well. Yeah, I think this is. It might be under 2000. It might well be under 2000. I think I have a link to a tournament. Let me find. It's not on FIDE. I think it might just be an open, you know. I don't see. Yeah, I think it's like I don't think there's a pairings and results. Tournament cross table. Yeah, no, I think this isn't like a legit open, like full on open. Okay, so let me also get this in chat. And I'll also put the live board link in it and I'll repin the message. Like so. And this can be the pinned one. Awesome. I mean, yeah, good, but you know, tough, which is good. I love playing up. It's kind of freeing. Okay, he's still tanking. I think he thinks he has something. He might be considering G4, which is crazy. To think this long, so far, He spent a while on this move, so I can't see how long he spent, but he's spending time. I mean, again, good. It feels kind of critical, but maybe it isn't yet. You just need to keep the tension, but maybe he thinks it's very critical at this point in time. But the tension being resolved doesn't change much. No, okay. Allowing f takes e does change a lot, but you've got to realize that you forcing the issue now when your pieces aren't yet there might be problematic. B3 could be a natural move to try and play. But it does temporarily give you a weakness, which might allow us some ideas. Of like d5 because this rook hangs. That's the one. Oh, and the bishop hangs. Oh, this is a check because we're on king on h1. Wow. I was like, yeah, king's on h1. We can't pick up this bishop. Actually, it's with... no, which I was going to say with mate, but we can block. It's fine. Oh, but then the bishop... yeah. Mate might actually be incoming. Whoa. Okay. So, actually, this doesn't... Although it looks tactically weak, maybe it's not as tactically weak as I thought it was. And let's get you out of here. You deserve a ban, my friend. Oh, I was on that. Rapid. Adriana looks really chill. I think she is fine with her position. I think she was slightly worried. But also, I think she realizes there isn't an attack just yet. And the good thing is, she's probably thought of the best move on his time. Or at least some of the most critical moves on his time. And then if something like bishop d2, she'll just get on with her plan of bishop d7, bishop e6, maybe knight d4. So yeah. h4. That was not on my radar at all. Okay. h4. Now do we not just snap this off, right? We probably have to go bishop takes because we want to get knight here. Because this pawn is starting to get a little bit loose. Like this is too weakening. You've put your king on h1. I'm just going to try and take some advantage of this. Again, I'm not really thinking too hard on these exchanges. I probably need to think a lot harder about those. But yeah, h4, wow. It's the only pawn protecting your king now, buddy. I mean, you have to take the time to take this. 100%. On knight takes, then we threaten this pawn. It hates me. Why do you hate me? Maybe then you go g4, but no. H4 is not the one. You're giving me all the time in the world. Actually, you know what? Maybe takes. I'll go bishop here. Because getting my knight here is what I really want to do, right? I mean, can I give up the exchange? I mean, no. The answer is no. But I want to do it. Okay, the knight can't go here. I lied to myself earlier. The queen's defending that square hugely. Yeah, but people won't know the command. You know, I don't have it in my title. That's come through Restream, so I have not the ability to edit the title. Well, actually, I can edit the title for my own stream, but yeah. Command tournament. Wait, what? I need to learn to do this, but I'm adding a command. I've got MooBot as well. I've got a load of things. I think MooBot is installed, but I need to actually redo all of my Twitch. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on at all. Nice. Okay, how do we take advantage of h4? I think the simple thing is takes, and then we want a piece here. We want to add a piece here. We could also go bishop here, but maybe knight d4 first, and so we're trying to threaten coming in, but I don't know. I like the knight coming in. Everything feels kind of loose. I'm trying to figure out what we need to be doing. I mean, okay, this is definitely the first move. Bishop takes on knight takes. I'm not sure. Maybe there's something to do with the pin or cross here. No, bishop d4 feels wrong. Maybe I just go bishop e6. Nope. Oh. Boom. d5 is the problem. d5 is the problem child. And e5. We just keep kicking. We just keep kicking. Just keep kicking. I was going to give up the exchange. What? Ah. And if you take, I take, and you can't get away from me. Can you? Apparently you can. I'm very confused. Ah, I'm really not sure. I want this knight here. How do I achieve this? How do I achieve that? I don't know. Oh, I don't need to achieve it. It is achieved because if queen takes, boom. Ouchies. Wow. Crazy. This is forcing, but seeing this all. But once you see this and you see, okay, bishop takes, I suppose is the problem, but can I still go d4? D5 even. Sorry, not d4. Hi again. We can finally get a pawn in the center if we do. Yeah. I think that's the one. I think that is the one. She's thinking a long time, which is good. Which is good. Is there a critical move for us to play? Knight b4. She might go knight b4. She seems to love to try and attack the bishops. Because... feels pretty good. Yeah, and it is. Great. Taking here, bishop takes. We go knight b4 now. Here. Takes. Ah. She goes knight b4. Wow. I actually think that's kind of practically easier to play, to be honest. I've got her playing style down now. I get it. Computer's giving that a miss. Maybe f takes was slightly better, but I don't think this would have been on his radar if the bishop moves. Then you take. And she's going to go let him stew a bit on this move. Hobgoblin, thank you for the bits. I will tell Adriana. We got a cheerer. Let's go. You the man or lady or whatever you would like to identify as. She really loves the bishops. She gives yeah. It was the same in her last tournament as well. She gave up a lot of tempi to gain the bishop. She loves her bishop pair. If I ever play her, I will purposefully put my bishop on a square that takes about 3 knight moves to get to and leave it there. for development. He might move his bishop again. He might just move his bishop again. And this is what he did last time. And then we take. Knight takes. We've got to be careful about this guy. But I think we can now just pop back into d5. And we're doing pretty well in that scenario. So yeah, I think the opening did not go her way at all. But she's slowly progressing, improving. And he doesn't really know how to attack. But I am, when she finishes the game, gonna identify this mistake. Or not mistake, this trait for her. And just say, you know, I picked up a theme in your games. And the thing is, as soon as I saw knight b4, literally just before she played it as well, I was like, oh, she could go knight b4. And then boom, she goes knight 3 b4. Three knight moves equals 1 move diagonal away. Yes, that is correct. It might even be 4. Is it 4? It might even be 4. Or the 4th would be to get there, so 3 to attack that square maybe. So 1, 2, 3. It'd be 4 to get on that square, yeah. So if your king is, for example, if you had a king on d6 and this knight here, it takes a knight 4 moves to get to that square or to get to this square, or 3 moves to check. So you could go here, 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 or you could go here, 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 here. And you can do that in any direction. Or you could go here, 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 here. Hello, Glenn. Welcome, welcome. Long time no see. Such a long time, it says first time chat. Or maybe it is the first time chat. Maybe you were just lurking and just seeing. But I have seen the username Glen9 before. So. You quit chess for 11 months. Fair play. It's, it gets under the skin. I am incapable. I do not have the self-discipline you have. Alrighty. Okay. We've come back with a jumper on. It's usually cold in playing halls. Like, I always get cold in the playing halls. I wish I could do that. You have real power, Glenn. That's from Oscar. Thanks, Glenn. I gained a ton of rating in one tournament, so we'll see how the next tournament's fare. Okay, so he plays Queen E2, which makes sense. She will take that bishop 10 billion%. It's a great move to play. He doesn't want to do this. Well, that's what I would assume when he's played this queen move. Because queen here doesn't really, like, I'm just getting everything I want. I'm tempted to actually go... maybe I go knight here first. But... oh, I can actually play rook takes. And then pick up this pawn. What am I doing? So takes. We will go knight here. Bishop takes. And if queen takes, we take here with jack, and we're just destroying. So this is the danger. So queen takes is scary as hell, so let's not do that. Oh, but this is also glorious for us, right? Ouch. Okay, this is suddenly looking dangerous. If he takes with the queen, I mean, even if he doesn't take with the queen, and he's planning on doing this, just move our knight out of the way, and we're gaining some attacks. Or bishop here, or just bishop d7. Okay. Queen e2 is supposed a mistake, but I'm surprised she hasn't taken the bishop. Why was h4 played? Yeah, I mean, bro thought he's attacking for... I'm guessing he thinks he's trying to open up this file, but the problem is his king's on the same file. He does not want to open that up. Like, this was a crazy move to me. I have no idea what h4 was. Or what the plan is. Or should be. Who knows? Like, this is a madman move. Like, no rhyme or reason. He obviously has a reason, but... I think he wanted h5. I think he wants h5, so we can select h4. Let's say we go here. h5 takes. I think that's what he wants. I don't know. It's just not a good plan. But it's fine. I don't have good plans in general. Hello, mini trick. Hello. Let's go. Our break in progress. Great. You love to see it. I mean, it's getting me all that Twitch money, though. All those 2 cents per ad. Okay. How's everyone in Adriana's chat? Are you entertained? Are you rooting for her? Do you think she's winning? Do you think she's losing? I think she's winning. But I have the eval bar. But you might be better at chess than me, so you'll know. Also, just in case they weren't here before, but hola Bella. Hola? I am sorry for my pronunciation, but or Elena. Woo! Go grandma. She said she'd be watching, so we'll see. Better than how, like, Oscar, you're better than me. You know it. Like, let's just chill. Let's just chill. Maybe you might not be a better studier at chess than me. You know, I'm putting some work in. But yeah. Oscar, you're titled. I did not know this. That's huge. I should have guessed. Holy hell. Damn. Why the hell do you watch my stuff? You got done with Art of Attack yesterday. Nice. Dude, I need to read that. Did you win the overboard? Yeah, I did, kind of. She screwed up on her board, on her OTB board, and thought she could play a move. I mean, it's still winning. Like, she was winning. And so she, like, just sort of, well, she blundered, like, this tactic anyway, but it was absolutely crushing for her. Like, she was killing it. I didn't really know what was going on either. So she essentially didn't push h4 to h5 on her board, which I don't think makes that much difference to the position we got anyway, but it did make some difference to a couple of her plans, supposedly. I think she's winning anyway, even though the pawn is on h5. You know, I was playing really loose. Like, I played two tactics there that just flat out didn't work. But she respected them. Like, knight takes c3, fine. I also saw, like, knight e3 for her as her, like, killer blow. Which was just, like, death to me as well. But I was going to try and actually, it was risky because I could play h5 and then keep pushing, and I would get a queen, but so would she. So it doesn't really work out. I mean, she can actually play it slightly differently, but I think the most natural way to play is actually a bit risky because I can get a queen and a bunch of checks. But yeah. Yeah, because I saw someone in chat writing, oh, he doesn't even see knight e3. No, that was my main thing. My plan was to run the pawn and just go hell for leather. Beautiful. Okay, she takes here first. I like this. Which I'm surprised about because I thought she would just snack on the bishop with the knight instantly. Like, that was her plan. So why taking here first? Maybe. Knight takes, bishop takes. And then we play queen takes check. Why is this? Oh, because we have bishop back. So we can't have that. You've got to be careful of these little moves. You've got to be careful. Oh, no. Oh, well. Now to starting Zurich International Chess Tournament at 9. Are you doing the dojo, Oscar? Are you in the dojo? One of the many chess books on my bookshelf that have never been read. I'm reading the chess books I have. One by one, slowly but surely. Most of it's tactics and calculation. Let's flip the board again so we can see what's going on. I'm really curious as to why not take the bishop then take. Like, what is the difference here? I think it's all the same. Well, it's not. She could have had the bishop, which is sort of her whole life plan, but maybe this is better. And I'm trying to understand why it's better. Am I trying to get knight d4? Bishop d4? Like, I can't push this, can I? Like, this feels completely fine to me. So what is the deal? Maybe I can just take and then push. Equal. Wow. Oh, because I'll get pinned at the end. But yeah, I'm confused. Confounded. Because of this. Oh no, not that. It's because of this. I need to just stop. Oh no, I sorry. What am I? Of course. It's the whole plan is at the end of everything we have queen takes h4. Ugh, Matt, being slow. You just take that books list. To be honest, it's a great free resource they put out, and essentially most of the training program is about what material to study. So if you just pick up one of those books for your level and read through it, reality is you're probably doing a whole chunk of the training program. Now the nuance comes with like the training tracking and all that kind of stuff. But okay, so he's playing bishop takes pawn. So she has obviously calculated something here. I'm trying to look at her body language and reaction. I'm gonna move her across slightly. It looks a little bit like she wasn't anticipating that. Because I think she really did want to snack on the bishop. Is it just me, or did she look a little bit shocked? And went, oh no. I think that's the case. I really do. You'd be disappointed with seeing how few days you're doing with the work you're tracking versus non-dojo blitz. Yeah. That is true. But then once you start tracking, you're like, ooh, I like having my little graph highlighted. I have a feeling she had a blind spot for this move. Because she really wanted the bishop. I can feel it in my soul. But it's fine. It's a completely fine move. How do we feel about knight c6? Not good at all. Despite having this. Huh. I mean, I'm finding it really hard to come up with a good plan here. Like, kind of crazy to me. Or knight takes. Knight takes. That's what we want. This is what we want. So it's all about this queen h4. So, oh, okay. What am I saying? Cool. She knows this stuff. I did this last game as well. She's got it all sorted. He's gonna miss queen h4 until it's too late. That's my prediction. I don't know about you guys. What move number are we on? We are on move number 17. 18 is he's just about to play move number 18. Okay, she's got up from the board, having a little wander. I rate that. Also, here's the opponent, head in hands. I'm actually going to pop this on top, and I won't have this problem. Oh, not there. This is a conundrum. He may go bishop f3. a3 is a very natural move to play. But on this, we just fork. I'm actually even tempted to take here, but I don't think I need to. I think I can just come back and be happy. Oh, there's always moves, isn't there? Ugh. It's too obvious. Oh, we just start picking up pawns. I mean, still, it's like it's not so simple. There's a lot to calculate. So we'll see his response. We'll see. We'll see. While he's having a think, I'm going to go and get some water. And we have the lovely Adriana back. Sat down. She can get calculating too. When is the next study stream? Where you ignore us. Maybe Wednesday. I'm doing round 2 as well for this for Adriana. So I'm gonna double check the timings for that actually. Let's have a look. So tomorrow, same time. Are we doing this? And then, yeah, maybe Tuesday. I could do it after on Tuesday potentially. I will need to do study tomorrow. Maybe I do it after. He's getting worried. He's getting very worried because he's seeing this fork coming up. So I think a3 feels like the most logical choice. Unless he goes mad and plays something like bishop g6, which does have potential. A3 has to be a move. I mean, there is also rook d1 does make a lot of sense as well. The thing is, everything is kind of held in this static kind of fortress. The engine seems to not really like any knight f5 stuff. I think it is worrying. Alright, okay. I have plans. I've had an idea. Knight back. 5. Rook e8. Then there's some problems coming here. Everything is stuck, so we love it. Rook e8 is a very patient move. Yeah, I think because I like everything that I'm trying. Like I don't see a direct way to pick up the material yet, so I've just got to keep improving pieces. That said, if Rook D, also if here and let's say we do go Rook D1, I can also just pick up this pawn, which apparently is not the way, which is so annoying. Oh, because then I can take because of this. Nope. What's going on? Oh, we see a move. No, we don't. Rook d8 is an annoying move to deal with. And it will come after a3. But well, a3 as well, I think also annoying. a3, it's hard to see that you just pop the knight back. As long as you see that. Ooh. A3 played. Let's go. Okay, so. A3 knight back. You know queen a4 is there. He doesn't have to take, but he kind of does. He can go rook here. We push. Then what? I suppose white just doesn't really have any moves also. This is a thing. And if you notice h4 is hanging, which you may well do. I mean, you could also do something like this, but then I'm happy to take. No, you can't. You can't do that. You're kind of stuck. And then you're going, what moves do I have? And be like, oh no, h4. Still doesn't matter apparently. Wow. Oh, but maybe there's something like... Okay, it doesn't work. Oh, because the knight here. I was going to take takes. And this bishop's like beaming it. Yeah, I was trying to make some kind of taking work, but I don't see it. Nope. What are we doing? I like rook e8. I really do. But I can't figure out what the actual move should be. Oh, queen d7 is a threat. Queen d7 is a threat. Just look at the board. That's all I need to do. Alright, I'm going to go get some water. I will be right back. Okay, a3 played. Oh, I opted for copy. She may still take the bishop, you know, because she loves taking the bishop. Now the key is being very aware of this a4 square. And h4. a4. Why am I saying a4? Ugh. h4. And so, how do you feel about putting the knight back? That's kind of the key. How do you feel about it? Which is the move. But rook d1 as well. Also a really hard move to figure out practically. The engine's like... it would be easy for him to take, but... d1 here is worse somehow. I struggle to figure this out though. You push. You don't take. We just need to cut the queen off of the file and we're fine actually. No, okay. I don't struggle to work this out because we win by just moving the queen. I needed fresh eyes on this. I definitely needed fresh eyes. Asmoda! Oh, thank you so much for subbing. I appreciate that. Huge. Hasn't even chatted. Subbed with Prime. Let's go. I cannot wait for Maya. Also, did that happen while I was away? If so, sorry. You're watching. Yes. Let's go. Lurker. So. Oh no, now not a lurker, I guess. Although it didn't come up with first time chat, so you've said hi before, so my bad. It's gonna be hype. Okay, so she plays like a really interesting move, which is knight a6. Now, why is this any different? As I just discovered while I was trying to figure out all of this pin stuff, is that, well, actually, why is it different? Because the knight and the bishop were defending this square, which I'm guessing is the point. But for example, rook here push, we still have the same scenario. So what's going on? Why not just knight c6? Huh. Maybe it's just an activity thing, but so bishop back, we fall flat to the same problems, right? And if knight takes, knight takes. No. Well, actually, this makes sense because she's also guarding c7, right? So in this event of this, then we're cool. I think this might happen, you know. But I'm really struggling to figure out which one's better than the other. So, what is the move? We've got to move our bishop or take. Hey! Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, raiders. And also, let's give a quick shout out. Doug! How you doing? W raid. Exactly. Yep. Let's do it. First time chat. First time raid. First time in. Let's go. Bring the rain, dude. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good stream. You got 5 pre-roll ads? No, you did not. I turned off pre-rolls, so I'm actually surprised. I am gonna go and check that like imminently. But I will first just check that there has been no moves made. So a long time spent on this move. Wow. Why is knight c? I mean, sure. It's a better square to have the knight on. It's 0.8 versus 1.6. So there's 0.8 difference. Later in the game, I think the knight's just going to be more active. Please don't be mad at me. Get down. Oh, Oscar. Oscar. I can't be doing that stuff when I'm commentating for other people. It's like showboating on someone else's stream. Like, yeah, watch me do 5 push-ups. You don't do that to Doug. Fine. Hey, Planet Al. You do that. I mean, I'm loving... Does he realize A4 is hanging with check and my mouse has just ran out of battery? Great, live the dream. I don't know what it is that's really satisfying, but I love the name Doug. It just satisfies me to a great extent. Now, the benefit is, I know Adriana is such a better calculator than me, that the fact that I'm pretty sure what I would have found annoying with all this Rook D1 shenanigans, she just would have been like, meh, easy. I'm just going to push the pawn and play Queen E8. You're revolting. Revenge for Doug. I'm so confused. Doug, what did I ever do to you? Oh, I needed the caffeine. This room is so like warm. With my PC running in summer, it is sweaty in here. You guys are glad you can't smell through Twitch. Like, oh my. Not that you needed to know that, but I just felt the need to share. You know, sharing is caring, right? Am I right? Right? Oh, yeah. Okay. We're in. So, does he realize his position's on the verge of falling apart? And it's mostly because he played h4. If h4 wasn't here, this is a whole different position. I did not give you 5 ads. Twitch gave you 5 ads. Twitch did this to you. I asked Twitch not... I got Twitch on minimum ads. Like, I said, please don't show my chat ads. Wait, I'll give you 6 ads in 10 seconds. True? You know what? I can give you more ads. Okay, where's the ad button? I'm pretty sure there's a command to run ad. Oh, well, you can check out my Instagram instead. You won't get ads there. That you will not get ads on. All right. And also I spend hours on those reels. Hours. I haven't made one in a while because I haven't had the time, because it takes hours. House did this. Justice for Doug with push-ups. Fine. IIAR. Are you calling me I'm so confused. One sec. I'm going into my ad settings and I'm bumping it all the way up just for you, Doug. ads. Yeah, I'm on low. Okay. Oh, boom. Okay, this is just crushing. Okay, so takes. She knows. So she's going to take. Yeah. Calculated. And he's completely missed that the h4 is hanging. Completely missed. And he thinks he's up a pawn. You're going on strike. So my ads is on low. Ad length and frequency is on automatic. So maybe that's it. Disable pre-roll ads when I run ads. It says disable pre-rolled ads notification. Yeah, my pre-rolls are off. I'm actually annoyed that you got pre-roll. And there's a 1.5 minute ad break every 30 minutes, apparently. Free chat rights, agreed. Anyways, this is what's much more interesting than me talking about ads, is this position. The question is, has he realized? And the thing is, he doesn't have anything better than taking the knight, because otherwise he's just down a piece. Unless he can... No, he can't. He can't. He's got to take the knight. Any other move is like severely losing. This is getting active. It's not losing, but it's worse. Definitely worse. And it's not a position you want to be in, which is great for us. So, despite a rocky opening, we've tactically now outplayed our opponent because he created a huge weakness. Yeah, he just saw it. Because otherwise he'd just snap the knight back. And the thing is, he's probably calculating what he should do after he takes the knight, which is fair. But the thing is, you're going to have one move anyway. I mean, maybe you're looking like, again, you should always look and see if you've got counterplay if you see this. But the thing is, you're a piece down currently if you don't take back. And the thing, yeah, just it's not great. It is not great. He's already shaking. Oh, look at head in hand. Oh, so you can't see. Head in hands. There we go. Yeah, I'm moving him over for you. Chat. So if any of you play OTB, you can tell I've had the caffeine because I perked up a lot now. And my words are like... if you ever played OTB, have you ever had an early resigner? Okay, plays knight takes. I thought he was close to resigning. And then... and you know what? And queen takes a4 check. Maybe knight takes, like I said, like maybe knight takes isn't actually the move that you... I'm turning a line on quickly because I want to see. Bishop takes d5 is slightly better for some reason, probably because you hold something like this diagonal. You've got some control kind of going on, but for whatever reason, knight takes is worse. Oh, because you're rook e8 first? Oh. Okay. But queen h4 still good, and then you play rook e8. So knight takes is worse because of rook e8. I'll snap off those engine lines right now. And you don't have rook e8 in the event of bishop takes because then you just give tempi for the queen to move. You don't pin the piece. But he's probably, again, realized and then gone, oh, okay, well, I'll take with the knight. And the knight is better at defending once it's on like f3, I guess. Oh, it's not on f3. Where did the knight come from here? On e3. Ugh. Wow. But now, I mean, the bishop check, rook e8 is like we've just seen. So that's like a nuanced move. You must take with the bishop. You must. I sometimes calculate like this. Yes. Got in the last round on move 12. Would only be up an exchange and he resigned. Was shocked. Wow. Dude, I will fight to the bitter end. As you... like, my game versus Anushka, I was pretty sure I was lost, even though actually I was probably better at the point than when I thought I was worse, which is kind of funny, but we'll get to the analysis. That will be a next stream with me and Bruce and Anushka, I think. I am David Bruce. So, Now this is feeling like great. Like we've gained you know, a lot from this little tactical sequence. I'm still curious as to why knight a6 was a lot worse than knight c6. I'm assuming it's something to do with the d4 square, just in terms of like how your pieces should work together, not in terms of calculation. You love the reti. I would love to learn the reti. I think that would be a good weapon to have, and a bit of a shock factor for people, because also there's so many different responses that if people don't know you play it, then they'll be like, oh, what do I play when you first smashed out? Like me, like I'm an e4 player. If I suddenly bashed out knight f3, people are like, ugh. I'm also tempted to learn like the caro, just so I can hover over the e6 pawn and then play c6. I'm a French player, so then really screw people up. You legit would marry the reti. I would legit marry the French defense. It's my pride, my joy, the pain it causes me. It's, you know, that's definitely like a artistic relationship vibes, you know. It's worth the pain. The French is worth the pain. I literally just had this thing with Lula because she did a video saying that she's going to start playing e5 because she hates the French defense, and I just sent her like loads of the French flag emoji with loads of crying emojis. Rip. Okay, so we see a move, and it is rook e8. Oh, like it's moves like this that just I think show the level of a player, because it's very easy to like come in with a check. It is developing a piece, but you're constantly restricting pieces. You're now threatening bishop f5. If the queen moves out of the way to f3, we've also got bishop g4, which is kind of annoying. And then you will stop defending the bishop, essentially. So maybe bishop d3, sorry, queen d3 is the play. Ah, but then we have knight. Do you reckon she calculated this? Because then we have knight here, right? So this is kind of interesting. And this may be the reasoning for knight a6. And if so, what a fucking move. Holy hell. If she played knight a6 here, because of where we're about to go, and seeing queen d3 and knight here, my mind will be blown. Wow. That goes off like a bomb. Okay, yeah, you lose the exchange, but I don't care. I give 0. And actually, do I just give up the exchange? I just give up the exchange. All of my pieces are around your enemy king. So what? So what? Wow. You play OTB, and I never resign early. I only resign on a lost position when completely all the player sheet. When I complete all the paper sheet with moves. Yeah. Not to get a second sheet. Yeah, I do the same. One time I got a position where I chance king with rook, and if he takes, it's a draw. Ah, nice. Yeah, I do the same. So if I get to the end of a score sheet and I am lost, then I will probably resign. But I will play on and make them prove it. And I've gained loads of half points that way. Like I've clawed back. I've even gained points, full points that way. So, you know, people can get pissed off. There was a guy who offered me like loads of draws because we had an opposite color bishop end game. I had all the chances. I was going to push and play for it. And then after I did win, he was a bit annoyed and then kept saying, that's interesting. I don't know. I think he thought I'd... lucked out. But yeah, he wasn't too best pleased. What's my favorite monster? Depends what you define as a monster. Right? I think a lot of things that people perceive as monsters aren't monsters. They're just different. Oh, let's go. 790 followers, hit a new follower goal. If we can get it to 1k, that would be sick. I don't know why. I just like that as a number. I think I once saw you win a position down 2 or 3 pawns in a rook endgame in OTB. Yeah. It was rook and knight, I think. I was like -4, or yeah, I was white and it was -4 for my opponent, and I managed to win. But again, that's people of my level. I'm good at fighting against people of my level. They will not be able to convert. I will make it hell for them to convert. Monster energy is monstrous. That stuff is so bad for you. Same as Red Bull. They're big monsters, but I kind of like them because of the content. In any case. Sorry, let's go back to the actual position. Rook E8 played. Bro's in trouble. Bro's in real trouble. I'm wondering if you play something like Rook F3. Trying for Rook H3. Oh no, but the bishop's on the diagonal. You can't even try that. Don't say that about my baby. Don't say that about my baby. No, it used to be mine as well when I was in sixth form. I used to have like one of those a day. Okay. You know what? If I drank a Red Bull or a Monster Energy before a chess game, I don't know what effect that would have on my performance. I would either be like an insane calculator or an insane calculator. If you get my gist. He's having a good cry. Internally, not externally. Yeah. Oh, those little kind of facial movements when it's like, that's worse than I thought it was. It's like, yeah, painful. Like I feel for the guy, man. Also because he had a great position, a brilliant opening, brilliant attack, and then just you play a couple slow moves against high-rated players, and they will kill you on the board. They will destroy you. I'm also wondering on Queen D3 whether we kick the knight beforehand. So Queen D3, knight kick. Where does the knight go? It feels logical to do such, but we get this fork as well. So, is there a way we can... No, not really. No, this doesn't work either. I thought we could deflect the rook, then queen check and pick up the rook. It is not the case because we just take with the queen. Interesting. You should promote them. Okay. I mean, he's probably in a pit of doom right now. Finding ways out is going to be tricky. Queen d3 feels like the best shot. Actually, queen d3 fails straight away to knight. I didn't even need to wait around for this stuff, actually. I was playing too conservatively. All of my pieces are just suddenly in the game. Or not mine. Adriana's. Let's go. This is huge. I mean, expected result, I was so worried in the opening. I'm not going to lie, guys. I was trying to play it down a little bit, but... yeah, the time that was wasted is detrimental. Unfortunately, like, this bishop c4 should really be on the guy's radar. Like, restriction. You've got so much space. Restrict the movement of enemy pieces. Don't trade to free things up. General gist for his story. Luckily for us, we had a great resource and great tactical vision with d5 and then knight a6, which is practically like so hard to see. And the best move in this position is bishop takes. We established, yeah. Wow, what a game! Yeah, energy drinks before, during, or after games is a tricky one. I quite often drink like a mint tea or something, actually. I quite like sitting there with like a teapot and just pouring my tea while staring my opponent down. Not even looking at the tea while it's like overflowing from the cup. Yeah. Scolding my hands. No, I joke. Yeah, it's just kind of comforting. I think things that relax me make me better at chess. I always perform better if I have like at the Four Nations Chess League. So that's England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. I'm in Division 4, but when I go and play, what kind of tea? It varies. Often a mint tea, like a peppermint tea. Fresh mint tea would be great. I'm vibing a turmeric tea at the moment. Never had it before, but I had a cup the other day, and I'm like, damn, this is my new tea. I'm not a big tea person, but I like it when I play chess. But a sauna or a steam room beforehand. So at the Four Nations Chess League at the hotels we stay at, usually there's like a swimming pool, sauna, and steam room. And like, that's the best prep. I don't prep for the game. I just sit in a steam room and just like zen out. And then I rock up at the game. I'll check like what they play like 5-10 minutes before. Just at d4, e5. If they play a weird line, I'll just check it out real quick. I don't care that much. It's not that serious. Chai tea. Isn't chai tea? Like the word chai means tea. Are you not just saying tea when you say chai tea? Eric Rosen does drink lots of tea. I can never be Eric Rosen though. Let's be honest. Like no one could. That man just. Huh. Now, does our opponent have any resource? Does he have any resources? I don't think so. Like, I'm really struggling to find anything. And, like, I think I am, like, more in awe of this knight a6 once we get to this position. Because I'm like, you're a genius. Flat out genius. He is an IM. Maybe we should drink more tea. Yes, true. No, I never will. I will never try brain supplements for concentration unless like they're prescribed. I get all of my ADHD friends tell me I'm ADHD. I don't know. I don't think so. I just think because I have like I'm dyslexic, so my brain works in similar ways to ADHD, I'm sure. But my brain, yeah, Works the way it works. Might be reflective of ADHD, but I don't think it is. And yeah, therefore, I like how my brain works. I don't need to mess with that. I don't agree, for the most part, with drugs to change the chemical imbalances in the brain. Apart from when it's like severe things, obviously. But for someone like me, nah. What up, Sherlock? How's it going? We're bringing the rain, by the way. Like, downpour. We had a nice little tactical sequence. Our opponent has played this horrendous h4 move. I cannot tell you why. With d5, a3, forced. Knight back, and then he played knight takes, which completely blunders this h4. And now we're just getting. And I was really in awe. I was just saying of this a6 move, knight a6 move, because supposedly, well, because I was like, you could just play knight c6, but I think she had the foresight to be like, well, I'm not going to give you any counterplay, and I'm going to defend c7, which I think is insane. Like, I want this to be the case. Like, I'm romanticizing that this is the case, you know, because like I'm just in awe of like the ability to see that. You did not put monster in your tea. Stop it. Stop it. Celestial Seasons. Ooh, what a name. Mint and a few others. Yeah, I've like lemon. I love like a lemon and ginger tea. Ginger tea, like cutting up fresh ginger and just putting it in hot water. Amazing. Love it. Love some ginger tea. Adriana's Twitch handle is Adriana. I'm going to say, I'm going to mispronounce Paleo her name, but let me put that in chat for you guys. I will put it in the title as well. Okay, it's in the Twitch title. You can give that a click. I can't believe you put monster in your tea. Do you reckon he might resign? I don't think so just yet, but it's getting close to that. And also, so for example, when you're white, right? And then when she's played like a move, like here, knight a6, you instantly go, oh, that's a terrible move. And I'm winning a pawn. That must be better. And then when you get a few moves down the line and you're like, no, she saw everything. She's actually guarding c7. It's like, oh, I suck. Yep. Six ads. Doug, I think Doug is maybe just like... Okay, so no ads. Okay. I don't know why Doug is seeing ads. Doe, is that a new nickname? Yes. Doug, I'm about to fix your problems. And Oscar Chess is also about to have some problems that may not exist. But, okay. So he does opt for queen d3. Adriana can take her time. As we've said, we can just go an instant knight up here, knight c5. And we'll be able to pick up the bishop with some not huge threats just yet. But we can give up this exchange if we want to. We went down this line. Debating. What's best for us? I don't know, but we might end up giving up an exchange. So he might be hopeful of giving up the exchange, but we can also just kick the knight, which is just annoying as hell. And then we've got this. Where are we going, man? And we're golden. So yeah, we can just kick the knight. That feels like the kind of simplest way, I think. Andrew doesn't like it as much. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's because we defend this bishop. But yeah, it's still all like really painful. And it should be fine. Oscar, you're like, yeah, you're always around, so why not? Mods also get ads. Yeah, that you're right, Doug. That is screwed up. You take the ads like a man. Does Adriana speak English on her streams? I think so. I think she does most of the time. I'm not 100% sure. I've only seen her actually stream in English, so. Thanks for the $8. £4.99. I'll let you know in UK currency. Actually, British currency. This is Jersey sterling we're talking about, not British sterling. So, the position is still great, and I think we will end up picking up material anyways. And actually, the thing I think with this is if we kick the knight back here, queen. Where does the queen go? I mean, probably here. I would love to be able to get this bishop to this square somehow, but we can take, knight takes, and then just bishop out. Rook up does not help the situ because we will just take, and we are going to clean it all up. I'm expecting c3 to not allow this exchange, but supposedly this is better. Who knows why? Oh, can we go here? Here's probably better, right? Ah, we can pick up our own exchange. This is a reason. And we can't go up because the rook comes back, so this is probably the only move. And then you will be in pain. Mate in 15, apparently. Of course. I can even check here. I quite like the check here for some reason. We can just pick up the rook as well, but I thought... okay. There's a lot going on. Mate in 4. Alright. Anyways. She may calculate all of this and play the knight in, and then realise that she can break in. She's got all the time that she needs to calculate a line. All of it's fairly safe. I have a feeling c6 will come. It feels like the most... It feels like the most winning because you're not giving any counterplay. And we're just going to go bishop here and just put loads of pressure on the position. Like knight here is nothing. Can we even ignore it, or can we just attack? Have you done any Johann Hellstein books thinking about doing one of the books after the Bronstein one? Is that to me? And no, I haven't, if it is. That's to Joan. That would make sense. Oh, Megan. Thank you. Megan mentioned me in her story. Very nice of her. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, she goes for the best move. There's me being like, no, c6, you know, objectively. No, she's a machine. She just keeps doing it. Like, okay. I think he's going to think he has counterplay. I would. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going in for this shit. I'm gunning this. Like, takes. A lot of stuff going on though. Do I want check king here? Takes, queen takes, I take, queen takes. No. Can I just move a piece in like quietly? Like, I do get worried with like a line like this, right? Because this is it's not what you want. Also not what you want. So what's our game plan here? Like, am I going insane? That queen takes. Yeah, this is a little scary. This is why I like c6. But I am nowhere near the calculator that she is, so... Bishop e6, queen takes. We get bishop d4. It's about deflection. Oh. Oh. And we're just rocking up. Yeah. If we get bishop d4, it's mate. So that's our game plan. That's our game plan. No. No, no, no. This does not. This does not work. This cannot work. I mean, fair. But, we just win a bishop, don't we? We just take. Well, okay. Okay, I thought we just win a bishop. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. But what about bishop d4 check? Oh, it's, yeah, that's, we get checked. So that's silly. Wait, are we saying... Hang on a second. Bedoya, then fork. I'm confused about the... I mean, okay, we get up a piece. We don't... I suppose we don't have to... We don't have... I mean, you can take with the pawn. You have to take the queen. Then we take this bishop. Got ya. Coming up, cause you better get this party started. Right, we get out. We have to take this bishop, and we get out. Oh, I cannot. Okay, she brings the queen back. She brings the queen back. I think that's fair. That's fair. Also a great move. Doesn't need to get fancy. But, yeah, okay. Knight takes, pawn takes, knight takes. We're still hanging. Still hanging out. Wow, we do hang this though, right? So, she's also stopped the knight. She doesn't want to lose the exchange, which I get. This is why c6 I liked as the line, like practically. But we're even material, but the king's safety is hugely different. And there's me thinking we were up a pawn for a second. We're not. But our position is just so much more superior. How cool is that? Queen d8 wins a piece? How? Is my question. Because... Oh, of course. Yeah, it does win a piece. I'm being... Yeah, we can't defend. I was like, we can move the bishop. No, the whole point is that we're attacking the queen. We can't do anything. Yeah. Easy. You're spot on. Spot on. I was just testing you, you know. We've actually kind of transposed to the line that I was looking at before. It's a little different, but so we play knight takes. We're gonna see knight takes, and then bishop d4 check, or maybe just knight takes here. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Hang on a second. Wait up. She opted to trade this way. Hello. What? Oh, of course. Great tactical vision. She cannot take the knight because of bishop d4 check. It's a skewer. Or is it? Is it a fork because they're on both sides of the bishop? Is it a skewer when the queen's in between? Do bishops fork or do they only skewer? Need someone better at chess than me to figure that one out. She is good. She's really got like great tactical vision. Oh, Chess just kills you, doesn't it? Chess is a killer. Stone cold killer. It's a fork. Yeah, but the definition of fork, is that because it's on both sides? Ah, okay. So forking is attacking two pieces at the same time. The skewer's a pin, essentially, right? You're going through one piece to get to another. Resign time indeed. Well, I would play on. I would just, until there's no pieces on the board, I would play quickly. I would definitely play quickly because you know that I'm lost, but I will be tricky and essentially play a blitz game. That said, his clock's pretty low as well. And it depends if you want to conserve energy. All right. The piece has been won. He might well resign. He may well. His clock is getting lower. He's trying to see if he's got any counterplay. Wherever he moves his queen is almost death, except for a2. Like queen a2 is a miserable move to play, but it's literally okay. Maybe he can. No. Yeah, it's literally just a2. Wow, that's a really like any other place he loses his queen. How crazy is that? So queen can't go here, anywhere along here, anywhere along this diagonal, and he stopped the clock and resigned. Queen here gets forked. Yeah. What a game. What a game. Queen a2, bishop e6. Oh. Oh. Yeah, rook d1. Then takes, rook takes, and then rook on the back rank check, I guess. King e7, bishop d4, it doesn't work. Oh, bishop d4 does work, actually. No, it doesn't. GG's. Good game. Rocky start. I'm not going to lie. Like, that opening. Ooh. We did not have a good position, but nailed it. So I think we'll probably get her in now. We'll hang around. We'll wait. We'll see. Window capture. Ooh. Oh no. Okay. I'm going to drop her a message and see what the plan is. Yeah, that was a great finish. Especially coming back from a position that was a bit scary, to say the least. I would have really struggled, but fortunately, she took advantage of like the two bad moves that her opponent made. One, to get castled, and the other was full tactical advantage of the h4 square. So great. Great way to overcome, and this is the difference between someone who's 1900 and someone who's 1550, 1560, or 1570. You know, you can see there's a big disparity in play and level for those kind of tactical sequences, and that tactical vision she had just crushed. Okay, she's not going to come on today. We'll raid. She's not going to call. She's heading off. Probably going to get some food and stuff. Tournament life, you know. Live the dream. So she'll probably be prepping for tomorrow, all that kind of jazz. And we'll see where we go from here. So let's have a look at who else is live. And we'll get a raid going, guys, to, you know, someone who's more fun than me. Which isn't hard. I'm setting the bar very low. I'm one of those guys, you know. Low, 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 low. Apple bottom jean boots with the fur. The whole club looking at her. She hit the floor. I don't know why. Oh no, I know why that came into my head, because I said low. She's going low, 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 low. Okay, who's streaming? Any recommendations? No worries. Thanks for joining, Sherlock. Thanks everybody for engaging, making it fun for me as well. It sucks when people don't chat, so it makes a difference. We got Frank. Frank's live. Just probably doesn't need the viewers though. I don't know. I was about to raid Adriana, but I was like, oh, I'm ending the stream for her. So, all right. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Lonely Winter. I'm gonna see her in Maya. So let's send over our love, everybody, and I will catch you tomorrow. I'm commentating again, same time. So see you later, and hopefully we'll have a good match.